welcome to Prep Eve, where we revolutionize how you prepare for IELTS. I'm back with another type of question in the guided reading practice series, and today we'll be discussing short answer questions. So let's get started with the step-by-step approach as usual. So first of all, you have to read the instructions carefully for this particular kind of question, just like any other question that you'll find in your IELTS test. Instructions are really essential. Then you have to read the title of the passage, and you have to read the title of all your passages regardless of what the question is saying, as it would give you an idea or an insight into what the passage will be about. So you'll get some idea about what you can expect. So read the title, go through the question statements. Regardless of whatever the question is, you have to read the question statement. Some of the points are really generic for all the questions, so you have to go through the question statements and underline the keywords in the questions and think about the synonyms of those keywords, or how these particular statements or keywords can be paraphrased. So you have to think about that and look for the paraphrased version or the synonyms of those keywords in your passage. Once you do that, you will be able to locate the sentences in the passage or the lines in the passage where that particular keyword is there or the synonyms of those keywords are mentioned. Once you locate that particular part of the passage or those particular lines, you have to read them carefully and then finally understand and answer the question by keeping in mind the instructions. Here in such questions like short answer questions and even in sentence completion questions, there would be instructions like not more than 2 words, 1 word only, not more than 3 words and or a number. So such instructions would be given to you, and whenever you're answering the question, you have to adhere to the word limit or adhere to the instructions. If you write more than the words that are given to you, for example, the question is saying write in not more than 2 words, and if you write the answer in 3 words, even if the answer is correct, even if the entire essence of the answer is right, your answer would still be considered wrong because you've exceeded the word limit. The word limit is supposed to be 2 or 1. Like not more than 2 words means that you can write 1 word or 2 words, but you cannot write more than 2 words. You cannot exceed the word limit, and if you do so, even if the answer otherwise is correct, you will not be given any marks for it. It would be 0. Apart from that, this is again picked up from my favorite website, as I've mentioned it a couple of times before as well. The questions are in the same order as the information in the text. So it is in the same order. That is, the answer to the question in this group will be located in the test before the answer to the second question. So first question, if you find it in the first paragraph, and if you find the second question in the third paragraph, it's likely that the answer to question number 2 will be between the answer of question number 1 and 3, which could be in the second paragraph. So that's how you can locate your answers in case if you're getting stuck in any of the questions. You don't have to fixate on that question and waste your time. What you can do is you can basically focus on the ones that you can answer easily or quickly, and then the ones that are left, you can try to locate the paragraphs by following this strategy. Let's move on to solving a passage live. Let me just share the screen with you or share the document with you. So we'll be solving short answer questions, and these are the questions. First we move on to the instructions. That was step 1, right? Step 1 is you read the instructions. So it says no more than 3 words and or a number. So you can write up to 3 words and or a number. Okay, so this is how you have to address this particular question or set of questions. You don't have to write more than 3 words and or a number. If you do that, if you exceed the word limit, you will end up scoring 0 in that particular question. Write your answers in the boxes 4 to 8 on your answer sheet. We can ignore that part. Let's move on to the title of the passage so that we have some idea about what we can expect when we start reading it. Important notice. So it's a notice, it's not really a complete passage, it's a notice. It's in the shape of a box as well. If you notice, this is a box, and inside the box the title says important notice, product return. So the notice is about returning a product, and also there's some reward related to that. So we'll have to read through it to understand what's the reward and what is the product return all about. Let me just make myself a little smaller so that you guys can see the content properly. Okay, so this is what it is. Step 2 is done. Step 3 is that we read the statements. All the questions have to be read, and we have to underline the keywords and think about the synonyms simultaneously. So the first question says, what has been found in some fancy foods products? So found is the major keyword here. What was found or what has been found in these products? That is question number 1. The next one says, where can you find the batch number on the jars? Where can you find the batch numbers on the jars? So which part of the jars, whether it's the top of the jar, side of the jar, bottom of the jar, or is it inside the lid of the jar? We can expect any of these as the answers. So where can you find the batch number? And I'm going a little out of the passage right now, but I hope you guys understand that batch number is written in all the products. I would say it's written on all the products, especially the perishable ones or the processed foods. So you have your MRP there, and then you have manufacturing date, you also have the expiry date or best before, and there itself you have the batch number as well. The next question is, how much will you receive for an opened jar of contaminated chicken curry? So how much? It's supposed to be an amount, okay, money. So we can expect money to be the answer here. How much will you receive for an opened jar? So the jar is opened and it's contaminated chicken curry. So the jar is of contaminated chicken curry. 7th one says, if you have eaten chicken curry from a jar with one of the batch numbers listed, whom should you contact? Whom should you contact basically means that the answer will have the name of a person or name of their designation. So it could be, for example, the manufacturer or the manager, the sales manager or the salesperson. Who are you going to contact? It could also be a name. So we'll have to go through the passage to know whether it's a name or a designation. And here the keyword is if you have eaten. That's the condition. If you've already had the chicken curry from a jar with one of the batch numbers listed in the notice, in that case, whom should you contact? Last question is, what is the maximum reward? So this would be the answer towards we can find the answer to this question towards the end of the passage, somewhere here I guess, because reward is the title here. So that's the reason you should read the title. You will be in a better position to locate the answers, and you will not have to go through each and every sentence. What is the maximum reward Fancy Foods is offering for information about who contaminated? Kisne kiya? Who contaminated their products? So these are the things that we have to keep in mind. Let's read the first 2 questions and try to find out the answers. What has been found in some fancy food products, and where can you find the batch number? Since we know that the answers will be in the same order, we'll be reading it from the beginning. Okay, so Fancy Food wishes to inform that the public that pieces of metal, it's in the very first line. What is found? Pieces of metal have been found in some jars of Fancy Food chicken curry spicy. So pieces of metal have been found. Now we have to go back and check whether it's following the instructions. No more than 3 words and or a number. So pieces of metal would be 3 words. We are not exceeding the word limit. So the answer here would be pieces of metal. That would be the answer to question number 4. I'm not writing it down, unnecessarily wasting time. So this is the answer to question number 4. So we have found pieces of metal, which is, not right, because you're finding metal pieces in a food product, which is not right. You will be consuming it. That's one. The batches of the jars involved have numbers from this to this. The batch number is printed. Where is the batch number? The batch number is printed on the bottom of each jar. On the bottom of each jar. So what will be the answer here? Again, you need to understand that you have to follow the instructions. The question says, where can you find the batch number on the jars? And the answer would be bottom. Okay, you can just write the word bottom. Where can you find the batch number of the jars? Then it says the batches of the jars involved have numbers from this to this. The batch number is printed on the bottom of each jar. So where is the batch number written or printed? It is on the bottom of each jar. Now this is your answer to the question number 5. Where can you find the batch number on the jars? But we cannot write this entire sentence on the bottom of each jar because it is not adhering to the word limit, and we have to write no more than 3 words. So how will we change this into 3 words? Of each jar is not really important, so you can just simply write on the bottom or the bottom. Both would be correct. So the answer could be on the bottom or the bottom itself. So where can you find the batch number on the jars? On the bottom or the bottom, because the jars has already been mentioned here, so it's understood that the bottom would be of the jars itself. This is how you have to shrink your answer and adjust it according to the word limit. How much will you receive for an opened jar of contaminated chicken curry? Now we have to just locate for numbers in this passage. Don't read everything. So how much will you receive for opened jar? Let me just scroll down. So I see $10 here and $5 here. Let's just read this sentence and we'll be aware of what the answer is. Fancy Foods will pay $10 for each jar returned unopened. Each jar that's returned unopened will get $10 and would be $5 for each jar already opened. So the answer to this question is $5, right? So this would be the answer to question number 6. This will be the answer to question number 5. $5. Then we move on to, if you have eaten chicken curry for a jar with one of the batch, whom should you contact? So whom should you contact? Now you don't have to read these lines unnecessarily because we have found that the answer to question number 6 is here. So definitely the answer to question number 7 would be below this part. So who should you contact? Let's read it quickly and see who should be contacted. No payment will be okay. Retailing manager. So I quickly noticed retailing manager here. However, the retailing manager will be interested to hear from people who have consumed chicken curry from any of the above batch numbers. This is exact paraphrased version of the question here. If you have eaten chicken curry from a jar with one of the batch numbers listed with the above batch number. So here the answer would be the retailing manager or the manager. Okay, so retailing manager would be the answer to your next one, which is the 7th one. Last but not the least, we are left with one question. Maximum reward for informing who contaminated the product. So what is the maximum reward? Again, reward would be money, so we just have to locate for numbers. These are the two numbers, so minimum, maximum. So 10,000 to $50,000. Now maximum reward is obviously 50,000. Please don't make a very silly mistake of writing $10,000. This is the minimum. The range is $10,000 to $50,000, but here the answer would be $50,000 because it is the maximum. So this will be your answer, $50,000. I hope everyone's clear with whatever has been done so far. If you notice, I haven't read each and every line. I have just tried to locate the answers. And how did I locate the answers? I knew for the 6th one and the 8th one, because the question was such that I knew 6th and 8th would be numbers. Okay, and numbers are also allowed here. You can write numbers, and these are also money. Okay, both are rewards or money that would be received by someone. So in this case, you just have to locate numbers, and there are hardly, I would say, 4 numbers in this entire passage 1, 2, 3, 4. You just have to read those lines, don't read any other line unnecessarily. And similarly, when we were asked who to reach out to, again you had to look for the name of a person. There is no name mentioned in the entire passage, it's just retailing manager, so that will be the answer to this question. That's it for today. This was a very tiny passage, and the questions were also simple, but the intention was to make you understand the strategy. I'll also take up another question on the same lines to help you solve a difficult one. But till then, keep practicing and follow the instructions that were shared with you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, and don't forget to like and subscribe our channel.